Hey guys, Alex from Scimitar Films back again with Kaguya-Sama, Love is War. Last time around, we had Yu Ishigami Closes His Eyes Part 3, where, basically, we could practically just recap the whole thing. I know it was 3 separate stories, technically, in terms of naming, but it was all just one story. So we also had Miyuki Shirogane and Yu Ishigami, and Kyoko Otomo Doesn't Realize. So basically, it was the day of the sports festival, and Ishigami was giving it his all, going around in Kaguya's uniform like the rest of them, and but then he had a chance encounter with Kyoko Otomo, the girl who despises him. She didn't always despise him. They used to be kind of cool, but then Ishigami found out her boyfriend was a sleazeball, and he beat the crap out of him, but unfortunately he got pinned as the sleazeball. And so even now, Kyoko holds a grudge and just found Ishigami in the middle of the sports festival and was like, you don't deserve to be having fun. But Ishigami also remembered what came of that, which was that Shirogane and the rest of the student council, they investigated everything, found out that Ishigami was truly innocent and was able to pull him out of the darkness and into the light. And it's because of that he was able to look at Kyoko straight in her face and say, "Go to hell, dumbass." And he was able to do it. He was able to go. He got second place in the race, but that's okay. It's okay to get second place in the race. And the other cheerleaders all, cheered for him and supported him. And he realized that, you know what? Maybe normies are real people too. So yeah. But in a sense, it's like, even though Kyoko thinks that he's a sleazebag, she is still happy. She didn't have to she didn't have to suffer from her sleazy boyfriend. So, yeah. It all makes more sense than the way I recap it. It always does. Anywho, it's the season finale. Isn't that crazy? It's the finale of season 2. I don't really know what we're going to be doing today, because we don't really have, an arc like we did last time. Like, last season, we ended with the fireworks and stuff, but this time, the arc was Ishigami, and that's kind of already over, so I don't know. I'm curious to see where we're going before we head off into season 3. But yeah, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Kaguya-Sama, Love is War. Let's get going. I want to sleep in Hayasaka's lap. It's hilarious that I keep making this. I keep talking about this, that I clearly have such a crush on Hayasaka, and then I also make the joke of, the FBI is going to be busting in any minute. These teenage girls are about to be pumping shit. It's fine. Calm down, son. She's just a drawing. I know it's not, but I would love if in the next episode it was still in continuity that Shuchin exploded. That'd be so funny. It's like, oh no, that actually happened. Nobody was injured, thankfully, but no injuries, no fatalities, but you know, we have to lead with, we have never heard the narrator and the principal at the same time. That should be noted. They are absolutely the same character. How he knows these things, I do not know. But he absolutely is the narrator. He understands what's going on. It's nice to see him because we hadn't seen much of him. I think the other, an episode or two ago, when there was that little scene of, Miko standing up for Ishigami. I think it was that, while I was editing that, I was like, he sounds like the narrator, Sure enough, I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he is the narrator. Now, whether or not he's the narrator in canon is another story. He actually sees everything. Or obviously to just reuse the voice, you know? I don't know. I think it'd be funny if, no, in canon, he's actually telling us this story. He's keeping an eye on everything. But anyway, it's got to be mentioned that first segment, there was no narrator, no results for today's battle. But he came back. The narrator came back after the principal left. And if he's... See, I wanted to go, like, even 3 steps further. It's like, not only is he the narrator, but that makes him, like, this omnipotent force within the story. You know? I want him to be an omnipotent force in the story, that he knows everything, he knows how it will all go, and if anything, he is us. Because only we, the degenerate weebs watching this show, would try to take that many pictures of Miko Ino. If he's not one of us, it's a lot worse because he's an actual adult man taking so many pictures of Miko. So, like, if he's one of us, then to him they are drawings. But if he is not one of us, to them they are other people. Do you understand? It's, this is how dimensions work. This is how trans-dimensions work. I'm just saying words now. I don't know. I love that it took 2 seasons for Kaguya to get a smartphone. So, here's the thing. Like, because of the whole thing of, like, oh, because this model's so old, it doesn't have an SD card. But it still has to have, like, a base, like, memory thing, right? I feel like Hayasaka could go and get a device. She could find a device online that is compatible with it and then get all the photos off of there. I feel like Hayasaka can do that. She didn't, but I was also waiting for Ishigami to do that. Like, I thought, like, Ishigami would be like, oh, well, all you have to do is get the thing off of here, I'll buy it on Amazon, and then, alright, in 2 days I'll be able to get this for you, But the resolution works just as well, that now she has pictures from all of her friends, I do like that moment, too, where Miko's like, oh, you hadn't made a student council group yet? I thought you were just shunning me. And it's just like, honey, no, we weren't. We were waiting for Kaguya to get a smartphone. Thought it would never happen. I will say, this is like the only thing I've ever seen where I sit here, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it is a good thing that teenagers have smartphones. Because there's so many times now that I'm an adult where I'm just like, man, if I ever have a kid, I hope they never get on social media. But, and I mean, I guess, because Kaguya she's on Twitter. That is, she is canonically on Twitter. So are the rest of them. I wonder if she now follows Ishigami, because she disregarded his Twitter account originally, but I don't know. But yeah, so she is canonically on Twitter, but maybe it's different. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine social media is good anywhere, but Japan is a little different, I know that Japan is a little different. Like, I remember I watched a video of like, why are so many Japanese streamers on YouTube, like VTubers and stuff like that? Why do they always stream on YouTube? And it's just because that's kind of where you get videos in Japan. It's like, they're like, basically it was someone talking about, like, in Japan, if you want to go watch, I guess just content, basically, that's not, streaming services, you pretty much go to YouTube, or you stick with the one thing that you're in. So, because of that, Twitch hasn't really, like, broken through in Japan, At least for specifically Japanese, like, streamers and VTubers and stuff like that. So I'm thinking it's like, yeah, the gang is on Twitter. That was a canonical episode of Kaguya joining Twitter, as terrible as that sounds. But like, they're not gonna go, like, are they gonna go on, like, TikTok, Instagram? I could see Instagram being, are they probably not gonna be on Facebook? They're not gonna be on Reddit. Maybe Ishigami will be on Reddit, but I don't know. But yeah, it's like, they have Line, They have Line, and I feel like they're kind of stick to that, I don't know. Like, maybe that's okay. And I guess another thing is, because with the whole thing of, how terrible social media is, yeah, like, the other half of the problem is terrible people on social media, Either A, Kaguya is not going to follow terrible people on social media, or B, if they are terrible, they will not have much longer to live, because Kaguya will not tolerate that, if someone tells her L plus ratio, firstly, she's going to ask Hayasaka what that means. Hayasaka's going to try to, I would love to see Hayasaka explain L plus ratio. And then Kaguya's going to, sell that person's family to a foreign country, put them in a gulag in Russia, So, I don't really see Kaguya getting ratioed. I'm not entirely sure what that means. L, I get. L, the ratio, I don't know. It's just as far as I know, it's just a thing you say with it. It's like, oh, you got ratioed. Like, I don't fully know what that means. I know it's not a good thing. I need Hayasaka to explain that to me. See, this is the thing. I'm so old. I need a teenage girl with me. Like, in my head, I was like, don't say it. I said it. We're joking. We're all joking here. All right. I'm just watching an anime. Everything's fine and innocent and fine and good and innocent. So that was good. But that whole story with her phone, that was good. I like that. And I like the resolution that it's like, oh, she may have lost all those photos, but there's still so many photos that the rest of them have, including a picture of her with the cat ears, at least, And then the balloon. That's really where the, again, with the stuff that we talk about and the stuff that's in the episode, man, the FBI is going to come for me. They're going to come for me. They'll be like, excuse me, sir. But I mean, just like, I love how excited Shirogane and Ishigami were before they realized what it was. It's like, it's the thing of, you're pumping something up. You have to at least do one pump to be satisfied, and you keep going until the deed is done. And they both immediately are like, well, I'm not entirely sure what she's talking about, but it sounds like jacking off, and you know what? I'm in for it. It was not. I mean, it is. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know how to make an analogy that doesn't sound either disgusting or stupid as shit. It would be like... it would be like jacking off over, like, a touch-sensitive button that any amount of, extra weight will set this button off, and when you finally do it, and it, splooshes and hits the button, a nuclear bomb goes off. So yes. Move on. Anyway, but that was funny. I love that Shirogane remembered the words of his father. It's like really good words from his father of, always protect your friends and the woman you love. And it's like, he remembered those words. And then he completely ignored them. And he just let Kaguya go die, basically. So that was funny. I do love Kaguya tried to calm herself. It's like, no, you have to use both. Like, she literally... Hang on. She literally needed... Oh, God, it's so dusty. She literally needed a third hand to do this. This thing is so dusty. Ugh. I should probably dust this thing more often. I kind of forget about it. I've kind of forgotten about this thing since my hero died of Ligma, but I mean it's still cool. As creepy as it is, it's still nice and cool. But she definitely needed that. So I mean, it would have been a bit sus because it is, well, A, it's a third hand, B, it's not even the hand she normally uses, so I don't know. Why don't I just put that there? Put that on the chair. I love that moment too. She's just like, oh, I can't do this. Hayasaka, save me. Cut to Hayasaka asleep under a tree with two girls. Like, what's the story there? I mean, I guess they're just three friends chilling. She does have friends. She does have other friends, but man, I want to sleep under a tree with Hayasaka. And I don't mean like, I don't mean that in the way that like Shirogane and Ishigami would think of that. I just mean like, just take a nap. Take a nap in her lap under a tree. The calming sounds of the outdoors. So that was good. That was all good. A good end of the season. And if you'll excuse me, I believe the FBI are about to raid this location. So it was fun while it lasted, folks. It was fun while it lasted. Shouldn't have made too many Hayasaka jokes. Anyway, but a good end of the season. A good end of the season. And hopefully, FBI permitting, I will be able to watch Season 3 next week. All of this is a joke, I will. We'll be back next time for Kaguya-Sama Love is War. Was it Ultra Romantic or something? It's got a new subtitle. So, yeah. I swear there's still dust in my mouth. Anyway. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Kaguya-Sama reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.